Welcome back to Rust Runes and the family clan of the Elder Runes. We call that Aett or Aett if you're Danish. So here we go. I have 24 runes. This is the Elder set. If I was using the younger set, that would have 16. Younger was used by Scandinavians, Icelandic people, and the Elder runes were used by the Germanic people. The youngest is the oldest set of runes, and the Elders are the newer. Okay, here we go. Elders, ancestors, what would you like us to know tonight? Divine message. Testing. Okay, you know the drill. If I cannot see the rune face up, it goes back into my rune pouch. We have a lot of runes left on the board. So there is a good message tonight. Put the runes back over here. Let's get our block underneath my board. That one, I'm going to put that in the bag. That flew off onto my table. I did not see that one. Must have been close to the edge. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put the runes in their respective family or Aett. So we have the physical plane, the emotional and mental plane, and then the spiritual plane. So we have two F-looking runes here. The one with the runes going up is wealth. The ones going down are Odin's rune. He went down into the divine realm to get the rune messages. So that's why that is pointed down. Okay, I'm not going to spend a ton of time right now, but I am going to try to put them in as much of an order as I possibly can. And then we'll sort out the dynamics here. My goodness, we have a lot on the spiritual plane tonight. Okay. I do believe that's Swahili. Okay, that goes there. This is Hagelas, that's one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 1. Skipping to 4. Then it's 5, 6, 7, 8. Ones, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so I'm going to scoot the board over here. Wow. Biggest message takeaway is in the spiritual plane tonight. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. And that would be the most powerful divine message tonight. But we also have runes in the first position, so 1, 9, and 17. Then we have runes in the fourth position, the 12th, and then the 20th. Okay, so let's work with the vertical messages first, and then we'll go to the major message tonight. So Fehu, this is the rune about wealth. It's offspring, it's gain. Just be cautionary about fraud. You want to keep your wealth intact. Fraud happens when you get distracted. This is Hagelas. This is the hail symbol. This is all about distractors and outside influences. Don't want to worry about debt and all those kinds of things. Stay focused. And this is Tiwaz, which is telling you good orderly direction and focus. So this is hitting the target, getting victory, getting clarity. Okay. You can keep your wealth if you avoid distractors and stay on target. Divine message number 1 in the rune position number 1. Divine message in rune position 4 is, this is Anzus, this is Odin's rune. This is all about the communication. This is how he received the runes. And so the cautionary tale on this, beyond communication and wisdom and sharing your wisdom with friends, is beware of debts and temptations, so that you can reap the harvest or the Wheel of Fortune. This is Jera, so it's completing your cycle, so that you can take care of the community. This is Manus, this is man, so this is influence and working with your mental energy, thinking with your mind for the betterment of the community. So use your communication and friendships. Stay away from temptation so that you can reap your harvest and help your community. Divine message 2 in the 4th position. Now let's look at the runes because they're all in order. The only one that's missing is the 8th rune here. This is the divine message on the spiritual plane or the spiritual Aett family. So we have, again, good orderly direction with Tiwaz. Hit the target, stay focused. Remember Berkano, motherly love. When you're working with your community and spirituality, make sure that you think with your heart, because that will give you a lot of freedom. And be sure to establish boundaries to protect your heart. But always look out for your fellow man with Manus. Use your mental energy to influence and bring ideal prosperity to the community. This is go with the flow. This is Lagus. Use your psychic abilities and your gifts, your introspection to balance out. Because you don't want to be a workaholic or, a hermit. You need balance, personal and work. So here is the Ingwaz rune. This is the Hearth rune. This is about shelter and yielding good investments. So this is kind of the home rune. It brings a lot of prosperity, good luck, gestation. If this is the gestation, then the cocoon comes out the butterfly. This is Dagas. This is being released into the light, starting a new cycle. There might be change, new beginnings. Okay, so that's the divine message for the Aett on the 3rd realm or the 3rd plane. Let's look at some of the runes that we didn't talk about. We have Thor's rune, which is Thorasis. This is rune number 3. This is about breaking out of stagnation. Make sure you have strategy and you have good calculations, because you don't want to be weakened by breaking the rules and not thinking things through. This is Perthro. This is all about diplomacy, your fate, your destiny, sort of your stroke of genius, because you follow your precious intuition. And when you do that, you ignore the distractors, you stay on target, you reap your harvest, you work with your destiny, the fate, using your intuition to guide you. Eventually, you'll gain Swawilo. This is the 8th rune position on the 2nd plane, or Aett. This is all about having self-mastery, self-control. And you have victory. So this is the lightning rod. This is the soul or the sun. Okay. So those are the divine messages that I have for you tonight in the Elder Rune set 24. Now let's peel away the 8 runes that would not be in the younger set. I realize the younger set have different, emblems or symbols, but the messages are relatively the same. So let's look at what would come off the board. They do not have Perthrow with fate, destiny, luck. And then they do not have this horse-looking rune of Iwaz with thinking with your heart, having freedom, establishing boundaries. They do not have the hearth with the home and prosperity, shelters and yields and good investments. And they do not have Degas with new cycles, fortunes, beginnings, change. Okay, the rest should stay here, which really impacts the message, right? Because we've gone from all of this on the spiritual plane, 4 came off. So we have 4 on the board on the spiritual plane, we have 3 on the emotional and mental plane, and then we have 3 on the physical plane. So the only real message here, the strongest message, would be the verticals. Again, using your money wisely, watch out for distractors, stay on target, stay focused so that you can hit the target, establish good communication with your fellows, share your wisdom and your love so that you can reap the harvest, and that you can take care of your community, your thinking with your mind for the betterment of the whole. The only other messages that are close would be breaking out of stagnation with Thor's hammer, and then the communication rune of beware of debts and temptations. You really need to break out of that. Stay on target and exhibit, display motherly love. Have that in your heart. There's no better love than a mother's love. And think with your mind to help the community. Use your influence and go with the flow. Really balance things out. Use your introspection. Don't be all work and no play, and all play and no work. Okay? So that's the divine messages from the younger version of the runes. So out of the 8 runes that come off the board, 4 were out for this message tonight. So thanks for stopping in, and we will see you back again. Thanks for being part of the family or the clan, or the Aett, as we would say in the Germanic language, and Aett if you're in the Scandinavian tribes with the younger runes. So bye for now. We'll talk to y'all later.